Hey guys, Quantum Mike here with my third deck draft of the week. This right here is my other brother's, his Dark Fiend deck. This is actually a Darkness Neosphere build. Like most of the decks that I've shown you guys, like this has been owned by him for a long time. Now I have three brothers and this is the third brother that I'm showing you his deck of. And yeah, he's had this deck for quite a while right now, and Neosphere has become one of his most favorite cards, being the fact that not just because of his 4,000 attack, but because of his special summoning effect. And the way this deck works, as far as I'm concerned, it does work. However, it's been slowing down for a little bit, and that's why we're here to study it and see what we can do to take out what's no longer necessary and add in what is. Now, I'm gonna let you guys know right now that this is not an archetype build, nor is it nor does it have an extra deck. He's basically just relying on his main deck monsters. I think the only extra deck card that he actually does use in this case would probably just be Steel Swarm Roach. But the only reason for that is because it stops special summons. You know, it's kind of like a Monarch deck, if you will. You know, just stops level 5 and higher monsters from being special summoned. But even so, I rarely see him use this, which is why it's the closest to an extra deck he has, and it's the only one that he has anyway. So it's up to him whether he likes to use it or not. Maybe we might add an extra deck in here if we will. If not, then you know that it's okay. Also, the reason why he loves running Fiend so much is because if you go back into the original anime, Bakura is actually his favorite character. And I'm not talking about the abridged version, like obviously, but I'm talking about the original Bakura, like sinister. It's like watching Tim Curry, but anime. Alright guys, you know the guidelines. This is not a deck profile, this is just a deck analysis, a deck draft, whatever you want to call it, either one of these two. So if you see something that's just out of place, does not need to be in there or whatever, don't worry, we're going to fix that. Alright, then with that being said, let's get started with the monsters. The MVP of the deck, running 2 Darkness Neospheres. I love this card actually, and he loves it just as much. The way it works, that yeah, his summoning effect is mainly used, but sometimes it does work. You know, his second effect, bouncing all face-up traps on the field back to the. I think there's a lockdown, but spoilers, you're not gonna be seeing it right here like you did in my other brother's Ninja variant deck. So yeah, this right here, he likes to protect this as well as making sure that it stays on the field long enough. Like, it can't be destroyed by battle and he takes no damage. Like, yeah, it should have been changed to it can't be destroyed by card effects. Like, you know, because who's going to run into a 4,000 beater, you know? I mean, there are some cards out there that can, but come on. How many of them are there? Okay, that's 2 Neospheres, the big boss of the deck. The one behind him is Dark Necrophere, I'm sorry. Yeah, like, she's pretty easy to get out, and it does kind of... It literally does the definition of control. Yeah, it's pretty creepy, but that's why it's best running at 2. Also best running at 2 is 2 Caius the Shadow Monarchs and 1 Vanity's Fiend. Like, yeah, he's basically running a couple of tribute summon monsters. Like, yeah, these are the only 3 that could be tribute summoned, but at the way the deck works, it definitely does work. But again, it can be pretty dead at times. And that's why I'm doing this for you guys. Alright, 1 Gorz, taking in 1 Gorz. 3 Giant Germs for that burn damage, as well as it's kind of like the hands, but just like the hands, you do not want them in your hand. You want them in the deck, because you want 1 in your hand, then you only need just that 1. Alright, Giant Orc. It's a pretty good beat stick. Literally, because he's having a beat stick on his hand. At 2200 attack, like, it's actually pretty good. Like, yeah, it does suffer from that that goblin syndrome, like I want to call it. You know, once it attacks, it goes to defense. But even so, like, it's just there to block off some attacks. And with him being level 4 and 2200 attack, it's nothing to laugh at. More beaters to back him up is 2 Archfiend Soldiers, like at 1900 attack, level 4, and they're pretty good. Like, and no downside effect either. What does have somewhat of a downside effect is that he can't be special summoned. What that is, Doom Caliber Knight. Yeah, this is the monster effect negation of the deck, and so far it's okay. Even at 1, it's okay, but you know, sometimes it doesn't always work. You know, because it's easy to bait it out. All right, 3 Dark Resonators, can't be destroyed by battle once per turn. Like, true, but you know, it's just a once per turn thing. But sometimes your opponent won't even attack into it sometimes. Like, when they do, it's just that one time, and then you know, screw it. Alright, Grave Squirmer. you know, for the monster popping effect, and Night Assailant for more monster popping. Alright, that does it for the monsters. I'll let you guys analyze that on your own while I'm reaching for the spells. So we are running 3 Pot of Dualities. Like, I know what you guys are thinking. Like, yeah, if this deck is supposed to special summon, you know, Darkness Neosphere, Necrophere, and as well as all these other monsters, why max out on Duality? Well, see, here's the thing that you guys probably have noticed by now, is that Neosphere as well as Gores, they are special summoned during the opponent's turn. So yeah, it doesn't really affect him as much. That's one thing that I noticed, and that's the first thing that I liked about this deck. It was one of those things that I noticed, and I knew right away, like, yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing. And for the most part, Duality, that once it's brought out, like, it's just to have his hand set up, because, you know, that's what this deck is basically about, like, having your hand set up, not just the field, like, have your hand set up for the field, because, you know, once you're being attacked, like, here comes Gores or here comes Neosphere. And yeah, even though Neosphere is at 2 over here and Gores is at 1 in general, that's all the more reason why. And which in turn gives tribute fodder for the Monarchs as well as Vanity's Fiend. And like I said, he wants to protect those monsters, so that's how we got 3 MSTs. Running literally nothing but Fiends in here, which is why the 1 Solidarity is doing perfect. Dark Hole, Book of Moon, Allure of Darkness for draw power. That's the only draw power he's got in here anyway. And Magical Mallet. I see that the reason is because, you know, dead hands. Like, sometimes your hand is set up before your field is or before your graveyard is, so it's best to just keep it at 1. Alright, that does it for the spells. Now for the traps, which is pretty basic. Bottomless, Compulse, Torrential, 2 Deep Prisons, 2 Call the Haunteds, 1 Mirror Force, and 1 Fiendish Chain. I would have gotten a second one. Like, also, yeah, before I put this away, I want to say this. Like, yeah, I've done an analysis for Fiendish Chain, Effect Veiler, as well as Breakthrough Skill. Like, even though Breakthrough Skill is the better monster effect negator in this format, Fiendish Chain does still have its benefits as well as its uses. And also, the reason why there's not a second one in here is because of Doom Caliber Knight. Alright, that just about does it for this deck draft right here. And yeah, let's end it with Neosphere. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next deck draft. Feel free to leave me a comment down below. What do you guys suggest for to fix this deck up? Yeah, it's been getting a little slow, so whatever you guys suggest, I'm pretty sure will be good. As well as leave me a reason why some should, some shouldn't be in here. You know, you guys know the drill. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, I'll see you in the next deck draft. Lights out.